Here's your evidence.
Jump. Pussy. Ta-da! Catch up!
Excuse me?
Yummy.
How about you?
Smooth move, bro. You just...
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. JEMS Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find JEMS Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another Organized Chaos podcast. I am Bob, and joining me is Bobby Quarters. We took a week off last week.
Wait, what?
What? What was that?
I got married last week. That's what.
I didn't get one. I didn't.
Well, I mean, you can buy these really nice silicone ones on Amazon.
Well, I got one in a Cracker Jacks box. I could probably just wear that.
I have one too that doubles as a whistle.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But yes, Bobby got married last week.
So we took some time off.
got to recharge the batteries a bit. You obviously got a vacation. I kind of just took some time off. Worked on video scripts.
Nice.
Took a dark, deep dive into. Have you ever heard of Comicsgate?
No, I haven't.
Fuck, don't. It's awful. I'm definitely doing a video on it, but it is dark and disgusting. I am doing this deep dive so no one else has to.
Like, what do you mean by dark and disgusting? Like,
Okay,
how the boys can get a little coarse, or just like the depths of human existence?
Depths of human existence. Comicsgate on its surface is a movement about making comics based more around money. So like they do things that are popular and that sell well. What it is actually about is making sure minorities and pretty much just essentially minorities aren't represented in comics, either behind the scenes or up front.
Huh.
So
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
that.
It's a lot of listening to
Fuck
people,
that.
a lot of listening to white men feel like victims and self-congratulating themselves for being so brave. And it's so cringe, and no one should look into this. I've been forced to do a video on it.
Yeah,
so it's happening. Just wait for that.
I'm sorry.
It is so bad.
Well, hey, on the plus, I didn't pick out a horrible movie for you to watch.
Well, we'll just do some catch up. We haven't gone over what we're going to talk about. We got a new Venom movie, so we're going to talk about the entire Venom saga.
Yeah, and I'm going to join in on this one because I powered through the first one and then left and went to the theater and watched the second one.
Yes.
So I'm also going to talk my first experience at a theater since COVID.
Oh boy. And Venom. Oh god. Yeah, and we also have 2 episodes of What If to talk about. Yeah, I guess we can roll right in. Venom. We rewatched the first 2018 Tom Hardy Venom movie.
Yes, Tom Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we begin, I want to just stand on a tiny little soapbox about one thing here of this movie. I have nothing against the actor Tom Hardy, but I am going to be shitting a lot over a lot of the choices that he made as an actor for this role. And I think, and I'm not throwing a lot of it at him, I'm more blaming the producers and possibly even the director. I just don't think Tom Hardy was the correct choice. I can't tell you who the right choice was, but I can tell you the wrong choice was Tom Hardy. My opinion.
You're definitely harsher on him than I am. I really like Tom Hardy as an actor. Have you ever seen the movie Locke?
Oh, Locke, no, but I have nothing against him. I love him as an actor. I really love him as an actor.
Oh.
Like, he is great. I think he's best when Guy Ritchie's directing him, because him and Rock and Roller.
No, I haven't seen that one. But I'll just tell you, Locke's a good movie, and what Locke is a 90-minute phone conversation with Tom Hardy driving in his car, and that's the entire movie, and it's fucking engaging as hell. It works. So I'm 100% on the Tom Hardy.
I loved him in Peaky Blinders.
I've started that, but I've never finished it.
Just wait.
But I guess you already said it, so I'll go ahead and say my thoughts: Tom Hardy and Venom. Tom Hardy, is he the wrong choice? I don't know. I think he probably could do a good job here. I don't think he cares. I think he's cheeseballed this thing up. I think the director's letting him. It's not a good script. No, it's not, and he really shouldn't be playing it as kind of like. I kind of feel like he's doing a Stallone impersonation most of the time. Like he's just missing the hey yo. I've never thought about that, but yeah,
it drove me nuts. 4 straight hours of that.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Well, it's not actually 4 straight hours. It just felt like 4 straight hours.
It did.
It was closer to 3.
Well, I mean, all the conversations I overheard while I was waiting for my show to start at the mall, that was on par.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this movie, it starts off with a space crashing, or a spaceship crash. Like rubber hits the road immediately, and I was like, okay, cool. Wheels up, let's do this.
Yeah, well, it probably draws most from the Spider-Man animated series, which that was a space shuttle. What, John Jameson? Yeah, it was John Jameson in the movie as well. The son of J. Jonah Jameson.
I don't think that they said Jameson. I can't remember if they said a first name or anything. They probably, when they were trying over.
Possibly. It's obviously supposed to be John Jameson. Not like it's an actual character in the movie.
Well, I mean, Jameson. They said Jameson instantly. It's like, Jonah's boy.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my association immediately.
Of course, yeah. At Crash Lands, we get some symbiotes. Do we ever see the symbiotes at that point, or do we just see?
We see the goo in the gel. Like we see like that jelly in the canister, in the TGI canister.
Yeah.
Now, one of them to me looked like it was almost blue.
Possibly. There's actually a lot of symbiotes in this movie, but we only ever really see 2 of them.
We see Mayhem, was it? Or
I can't name all the symbiotes.
Chaos, the first one, yeah.
I mean,
like the one that he fought in this one.
The one, Riot was the one he fought.
Riot, that's it. Riot. Okay, yeah. So Riot was gray.
Yeah, which is really great through this movie because gray versus black is really easy to tell apart, especially when they're all over the place.
Yeah, especially when it's in a low lit environment.
Oh god, yeah, so easy.
I believe I paused it.
Yeah,
just dude, like I don't even know who's who.
Well, no, there's that bit in the final battle where they're all like goo and you see the body that's kind of and it's just goo mashing together. You don't know what's going on in that scene. The CGI artist is having fun. That's what's going on in that scene.
He was playing around.
Yeah, I even text this to you. I do believe the final fight in this movie makes the final fight in Wonder Woman look like great art. It's like that scene tanks that movie. Well, it doesn't kill the movie, but it's like the worst part of that movie. And this final fight is so much worse. But the rest of the movie is so much worse. So
I'll never mind. I'll tell you when we get to Venom 2, because it had that same opening right after the space crash, the giant wide shot of San Francisco.
Oh yes. We get to the space crash, the ambulance wreck, the symbiote transfers bodies, and then of course we get to that classic shot.
That's right, yeah.
In almost every single movie. And you sent me a photo of it. You sent me.
Yeah. I was like, oh look, it's New York.
Yeah.
And Germany.
Yeah, it's a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge, and I swear every movie There's the Golden Gate Bridge.
It says San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Like,
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no shit. It would be, I think it would even be if they had a trolley car, or if they had that shot of some homes on a hill with the littlest soundbite from a Full House.
Oh God.
Just the one bar of everywhere you look.
Yes.
I would know exactly where we are, and that you don't even need to tell me it's San Francisco. I just, okay, cool.
No, I was still saying they should do a twist.
or Dirty Harry shooting somebody. That also would tell me it's San Francisco.
Yeah, every movie in San Francisco, you got it. You got to show Golden Gate and then establish that it's San Francisco, because why not?
And lean in, and like the first Dirty Harry, lean into it hard.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, we get Eddie and his girlfriend, and here's how you know it's not the comic book, because it establishes that Eddie is actually a fairly decent reporter. He's out there
his own show.
Yeah, he's out there looking for the stories. He's not afraid to get dirty. It's like, this is not comic book Venom at all.
Yeah, I'm like, this ain't fucking Eddie Brock.
No. Eddie
Brock ain't he's no activist. What the fuck is this shit?
Eddie Brock in the comic book was always out for himself, and he's a con. That's why I hated Peter Parker.
In a way, he was still in it for himself.
Yes.
At first, he was that guy, and right then I kind of saw what you had meant, I understood what you meant when you had said to me that, it's kind of loosely off the comics, but not really.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, yeah, I get it now. He's just in name only. All right.
Well, yeah, it's to the movie's credit, they aren't allowed to use Spider-Man, which we'll get to in the sequel, obviously. But they're doing a Venom story without Spider-Man, and they're doing an origin story. Like, you could do a Venom story in the middle of his story without Spider-Man, but doing an origin story without Spider-Man, it means Peter this is Parker? Not Venom. This is Venom in name only.
Without Peter Parker?
Yeah, it'd
be a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, part of why the symbiote and Eddie merged so well in the comic book is their mutual hatred of Peter Parker.
It'd be kind of like if they tried to do a Hobgoblin origin story without Peter Parker. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's just a huge part of what Venom is. Venom hates Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But
it's just okay.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyways, Eddie tries to break his girlfriend, she was a legal aid, right?
I don't remember if she was legal aid or a full-fledged lawyer.
She was an attorney, but I think she worked for a firm that was hired by this shady motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carlton Drake, who
Carlton Drake.
Yeah, he owns the company that launched that space shuttle that we saw.
Was it crash. Free Life? Your Free Life?
I think it was just Life, the Life Foundation.
Yeah, the Life Foundation. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Eddie gets an exclusive interview with this guy. I don't recall. Mm-hmm. Does he get it through the girlfriend? I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he does it first. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's hard pressing. He's being unrelenting. Mm-hmm. An assistant of Drake's ends the interview like, all right, that's enough. Mm-hmm. You're done.
Well,
but she also, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we did jump over an important part. Where part of the reason he's hard pressing him is because he was in front of his girlfriend's computer. She got an email about the Life Foundation. He went ahead and went to the computer, went into her email, and got it. And that's the stuff he's hitting Drake on.
Not cool.
That's
not cool.
It's not. But we'll get into that because it goes both ways, kind of. It's not cool. I'll go ahead and say it's not cool. But it also shows that Carlton Drake kind of murdery, kind of experimenting and killing people,
and
very not cool.
Yeah, and kind of just doing it all carefree, like this is a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyways, they do the interview, and then Eddie's fired, and then his girlfriend's fired, and she of course breaks up with him because
she is
fired.
Pissed.
Yeah, and she is pissed. And then I believe at that point it just jumps to 6 months later.
Yeah, it just time jumps right after it.
Eddie is still unemployed, even though he seems to be living all right, which I don't know how that works. Unemployment doesn't pay that well.
How the hell did he still have that nice of an apartment?
I know.
Even though it did kind of look like a shithole,
yeah,
but it was a nice shithole.
They tried to make it look like a shithole, but it's roomy as fuck, man. It's just like ill-kempt. It's nice.
It's like a corner warehouse.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of supposed to be a shithole because, like, it's got this huge room where it's essentially like the kitchen and dining room and living room are all, like, merged together. But I'm not gonna lie. I would want an apartment like that. I dig that huge room space.
I would enjoy the open space too, yeah.
Anyways, he still has this apartment. There's not really any talk of financial issues. He just, he's looking for a gig. That seems to be about it. He doesn't seem hyper concerned about it. I mean, there's that scene where he's even looking at possibly picking up a dishwasher job. He can't afford where he's living on a dishwasher salary.
No.
So I don't know.
No. Yeah, they didn't really go much into that either.
But anyways,
he ends up.
Oh yeah.
How did he get in touch with the other doctor? Yes, right.
Right.
They were doing rabbit trials
Yes.
with rabbits, and there was some success that they had with it. So Carlton Drake decided to up to human testing.
Yes.
She's like, we're not ready for that. And then he asks about her kids.
Yes.
And then says, so we're going to move to human trials. And it's like, oh, you're a bastard.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all. That's not evil villain 101 going on right there.
That guy. This guy could give a master class in Bond villain.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Bond.
He was great, actually.
Was
great.
I know you don't like Tom Hardy, but I actually, I'm okay with the actors in this movie.
I do like Tom Hardy. I just don't think he's right for this role.
I personally think my thoughts are the script's garbage, and I don't think Tom Hardy cared.
It honestly could be the script, and that's a new perspective. I haven't thought about it, of him just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
And him just cashing in a check, which, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I could totally see him not even being above it, but yeah, the script was kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe that's what makes me think that, man, I don't know about Tom Hardy, but
we might be jumping around the timeline, but there is a bit where he goes to his girlfriend and he hangs out in front of her place, kind of creeping, but it's the only time. So
a little,
but she's got a new boyfriend who's a doctor. It seems like kind of a nerd, but overall kind of a decent guy. Which as we go on, we see.
He is a decent dude.
Yeah.
Dr. Dan is all right.
Yeah, Dr. Dan. But, she's still really mad at him. And here's one thing that she was pissed that she got fired. But her previous law firm was representing a dude who was murdering people. And so, if she wanted to get really upset over the email, I get that. But getting upset because she got fired by a law firm that's A-OK representing murderers, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get how that's the sore point. I don't.
Yeah, I'm missing something here because, they're evil.
Yeah, they are very evil.
They're like Apple evil.
Yeah, this company is super evil. If your law firm's okay representing that, that means the law firm's super fucking evil. So, in some ways, Eddie did you a favor. Not saying he should go into your email, but come on.
Yeah, not at all condoning.
No, you don't do that.
Not at all.
But it also makes me think, okay, if she'd gotten that email without Eddie, and she had looked at it, would she just look at it and just continue working there and do her job and be A-OK with it? Maybe she's not all that great. The movie seems to portray her as if she's great, but that thing bugs me.
Yeah. They did portray her as if she was the best thing for Eddie.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, it's not like he's a real dinner winner, but...
Oh no.
But where are we at? So like scientist, Jenny Slate scientist, Dr.
Yes.
Skirth. Yes. She tracks down Eddie because she confronted Carlton Drake, but he doesn't actually currently have an outlet. That's one thing that why didn't they establish that he had some sort of internet business going on? He may not have been a successful internet business, but why wasn't he like self-publishing? Because that's a thing you can do now. And that would explain why she wants to track him down. Because he'd have an interest in going after Carlton Drake, and he would have some sort of board to do that off of.
Well, yeah, and he'd also have the platform to do it.
Yes.
Which is one thing I didn't get for in the day that we live in this age.
Yeah.
You think Eddie would have had like a podcast or a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's not like they give YouTube channels to anybody. Oh fuck! Wait a minute.
Yeah, they publish that. They publish mediocre, documentaries that are filmed within closeness to the home.
Hey.
Totally shot that in 2 parks near my house.
Nice.
Totally did.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I did that. It looked like Camp Crystal Lake, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
I just missed the sign.
That's the only thing that might have been good. That is.
I really tried to Photoshop a. Yeah, so, yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes, that is a good one though. But where were we at? Oh yeah, Dr. Skirth tracks him down for some reason, because so he can talk about Carlton Drake on his non-existent platform.
Yeah, I think he was gonna try and take all the. I think he ended up doing what he intended to do with it, which was take it to his old publisher.
Yeah, I guess so. Probably.
I thought the firing was way out of line.
Oh yeah, yeah, that too.
Like, he's literally doing the job you sent him there to do.
So I totally get why the girlfriend's fired, but like,
get that.
Like essentially, it seemed like they're sending Eddie Brock, who's established to be a fairly hard-hitting reporter, to interview Carlton Drake and do a fluff piece on him. Why are you sending the guy that does hard-hitting stuff to do a fluff piece? That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And then you fire him when he doesn't do a fluff piece. No shit, he's not going to do a fluff piece. That's not what he does.
You sent him there to do a fluff piece. What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
No. Like
if I probably would be a reporter like Eddie, but if I were set there to do it, I would look at the publisher and be like, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Eddie's actually a competent reporter here. He doesn't really act like it, but it seems like, at least story-wise, he's a competent reporter. So,
no, he didn't act like it at all.
No.
I think that is probably what bugged me the most, thinking more about it. That is what bugged me the most. Like, dude, no.
What?
Be smart,
Eddie. They do that montage where they establish he is a fairly hard-hitting reporter, so he's not afraid to go out there, stick his neck out, and get the story. But then they also establish that he's kind of a coward and kind of hides when, like, there's a thief and stuff like that. And they don't mix. It's the script. The script, I feel like this was written in, like, a day. It's like, in a day, give me a script on a Venom story without Spider-Man. Okay, fuck.
It wasn't a really good treatment of the character.
You know, and then they got the script there. It's like, fuck it, let's shoot it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
We don't know how long we're gonna have it.
No, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyways, he goes with Dr. Skirth to the lab.
Yeah.
He sees a homeless woman that he saw earlier in the movie. He paid $20 for a newspaper, and that was the type of thing where it's like, where does he get that from? I'm so confused.
Yeah, wasn't he broke?
Yeah, he should
be
like.
Didn't he just pay a bar tab in singles and coins?
This is a script. This is not
it's a script.
Actual logic at all.
It's a script, but he was rather nice to her, and so they established that they know each other.
Yeah, but she sees him. She's like, "Help me, Eddie." He's like, "Okay," and he grabs a chair, breaks the glass, and the symbiote that's in her jumps into Eddie. Voila, we have Venom, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his origin story here. I guess you could establish him like... Okay, we're jumping ahead a bit. Because it's not until the very end of this movie. Like, the symbiotes in this movie, they eat people. That's part of their sustenance. They eat people. I'm not sure how... I'm not sure how much they really need it. Like in the second one, it gets really confusing because it's like, do they actually need to eat people? Because that was never a thing in the comic book. Yeah, Venom killed people, but it wasn't really a sustenance thing. He was just a fucked up dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they said it was after. I think it was the first one that there's a gland in the brain that they feed off of, and that's what gives them their energy and their life force. And it's can also be found in chocolate.
Yes, that's right. The chocolate. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's brought up so quickly in the second one in this guy.
And it's just kind of there.
Yeah, they don't do anything with it. But
it's just there in the.
I have some fun thoughts with the second one that have nothing to do with that. But yeah, I think the second one's going to be way more fun to talk about.
Yeah, because that one's still fresher.
Well, this one's actually a bit fresher because I saw it more recently, but
yeah,
it's just more overall bad. I feel like the second one actually tried for stuff. This one, it's just kind of bad. It's not the worst thing ever, but just kind of bad. It's kind of bad.
Yeah. Like I mean, the stuff with the shop owner, I thought that was all. I like that.
Yeah, no, that was actually it's entertaining. There's entertaining parts to this. That's why it's not completely terrible.
Yeah, there are very entertaining parts to it. Like when the symbiote first is in with Eddie, and Eddie's just starting to kind of realize it, where he goes into his the ex-girlfriend, and she's having dinner with Dr. Dan, and he's kind of like freaking out.
Yeah.
He has to jump into the lobster tank.
Yeah, the lobster tank thing. Oh God, we gotta talk about the lobster tank thing. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but I loved how mortified all those rich people around him were.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love Tom Hardy in that scene for all the wrong reasons. Because he is just all over the place. It's like, this is dead. What is that? It's like, and he is cheeseballing up this performance so intensely that I kind of love it. It's I started to turn a little corner there, and I was like, all right, he's selling the shit out of this. Like he's not Venom, but I'm entertained.
He's not, but he's selling the fuck out of this. This is beautiful. Like I laughed really hard at every shot that they did of like all the rich, sophisticated people in the background just freaking out. Like, oh, I'm just loving every second of it. That was magic.
Yeah, that restaurant scene was great. Like, even I'm sitting there kind of like, this movie's blah. And in the restaurant scene, I'm chuckling. Almost certainly for the wrong reasons, but I'm chuckling.
Yeah.
Just now, okay, I gotcha.
And we later find that after this, Drake discovers that it was the assistant doctor. What's her name?
Jenny, Dr. Scarth.
Dr. Scarth, yeah. Discovered that that's how Eddie got in, and that's how that one got out with Eddie. So he asked her just to admit it, and she didn't. And he's like, okay. And he releases a symbiote to pretty much kill her.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And then, kind of had a little bit, we actually see the after effects, and he gets mad because the symbiote died too. And of course, in typical bad guy fashion, he's like, that is the superior life form. You don't let those die, essentially. Because he's fairly... Riz Ahmed does a good job, but it's fairly typical bad guy stuff at this point. He's not a deep character. He just is... I mean, I don't know why they didn't give him a mustache to twirl at this point.
I mean, yeah, but he also was hamming it the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But he was doing a great job.
Yeah. Where are we at? So, when do... there's that whole scene where Venom goes to the... Oh, that's right. What, he drops off the data he gets to his publisher. Yeah, he climbs a building and breaks in the window. And then...
Venom says, do you want to go up? Why didn't you ask?
Yeah. And it is kind of funny when... I got a good chuckle out of this, where Venom's like, jump out the window. Then he hit the elevator, and Venom goes, pussy. Like,
yeah,
okay.
I laughed at that, too.
That's pretty fucking funny. I don't know how Venom knows vernacular so well, but okay.
All right.
He's chosen his terminology. I gotcha. But yeah, and then they go to the bomb. They get assaulted. Is that the first time we see full-fledged? No, the first time we see full-fledged Venom is at the end of Bike Chase. So a little bit before this.
Bike Chase.
The movie kind of blurs together because it's not great.
Yeah, there's like a lot of kind of shadowy fight scenes where we see a shoulder and a head, and we see a extension tentacle wrap around somebody and pull them back into the shadows. Stuff like that.
It won't really improve it, but the movie probably should have been R-rated because those decapitations, and they get probably worse in the second one. Those decapitations are just way too G-rated.
Okay, hey, mine just froze for a moment. I'm back.
You feel good? Okay. I was just saying the decapitations were way too G-rated.
Oh gosh, yes.
It was so bloodless. Just let's tear a body. Like at the end, I guess he eats a person whole because there's no body. But yeah.
No. But yeah, Drake ends up getting another symbiote on him.
Yeah.
Then they have a very out of focus fight.
Yeah, that fight is
Venom. Venom superior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Bob. That fight at the end of Venom makes Wonder Woman 84 look like fucking art.
No, I'm actually talking about the original Wonder Woman, the Ares fight.
That fight. I thought you were talking about the one with Chitara.
You could do either one.
With Kristen Chitara.
Yes. Yeah, no, that like I remember when I first watched the Riot Venom fight at the end of this movie, their only fight, and I couldn't really tell you what was going on half the time. It's just it's just gray and black slime.
They're fighting.
Great.
Stuff's happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like a couple moments where they're back to a regular fist fight, and then Eddie's dead, but then Venom can revive him. That's the other thing. Like, it's not really established what can kill them. Like, sound will kill them, but it seems like sound just kind of separates them.
Yeah, it just kind of makes them.
And even if the human is killed, this movie kind of established. Even if the human is killed while they're separated, the symbiote can just get back on him and revive him. So, what kills him?
That was a little weird. Maybe fire.
I guess. Well, Venom gets caught on fire at the end of this, and he survives. So.
Yeah.
And then, I think I didn't get to this, but, like, we got to the ending now. At the end, we have this discussion between Venom and Eddie, where it's like, okay, we don't kill people. We only kill people who deserve it, stuff like that. Which is totally a conversation that belongs, like, Act 2 of this movie, or early Act 3.
Yeah.
It's like you're finishing off the origin, but the movie's over.
Yeah, that I kind of felt that scene, which was released as a teaser.
Yeah. Well, no, the final scene of this movie is totally in the trailers. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it's the convenience store. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
which that guy earlier robs her, and he's kind of a dick. He's kind of a real dick about it. And he comes in, he's back to his same old crap. Venom comes out, threatens him, tells him that he will rip his face, arms, toes, and goes into some really graphic detail, which I kind of was like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. This guy is shitting himself. This is beautiful. And he's like, on second thought, and he just eats him whole.
Yeah.
Guy's gone.
Yeah, it's not established. It's established that he just likes to eat brains, but then he just eats the guy whole because PG-13, I guess. We can do a quick cutaway, and then it's gone.
Yeah, but also the store clerk seemed rather okay with that.
Yeah, well, he had been harassing her for at least twice, so.
Yeah.
Mrs. Chen has a little bit of an edge, too.
Oh, yeah. She's a bit of...
cool.
It's great. And that was the more recent one. Never mind. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. But one thing I always think is interesting that's never brought up. So this is a 110-minute movie. Credits start rolling at the 92-minute mark. Just what the fuck?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I thought that was fucking bizarre.
Okay, so to the movie's credit, I will say there's like 3 minutes of Into the Spider-Verse tagged on at the end. And then maybe like a 2-minute mid-credit scene. That's like, I know movies usually have a lot of credits, but that still seems like intense fucking overkill. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, the end credit scene was the convenience store, wasn't it?
No, the end credit scene was Woody Harrelson in a red wig.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Where the fuck was that curly fro?
Yeah, I know.
I didn't see it in that movie. Where the fuck was it?
I didn't see it in the sequel. It's like, come on, man. Get him, like, I still say they need to give him a clown.
Y'all had one chance with this.
But yes, I think now we have time for the sequel.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I would actually say I probably enjoyed this more, although I don't know if I would say it's technically a better movie, because in a lot of ways it's worse.
Yeah.
It's probably more entertaining.
It definitely was more entertaining.
Yes.
Woody Harrelson is great in this.
Yeah.
He's great, and almost I can't really name anything bad he's ever done.
No, he's one of those actors who's always been great. I do think it's funny. I would guess they probably made him probably about 5 years older than me in this movie. And I remember when I was a little kid watching Cheers with him in it. So I don't think that's his age.
No.
Even if he was really young in Cheers, quite a bit older than I was when it was on.
I remember him on Cheers. I also remember the first thing I ever saw him in, and like knew, or at least I don't want to say recognized, but knew that, oh, this is Woody Harrelson. Was Natural Born Killers.
Yes, that probably really helped his career, because like the difference between his performance in Cheers and Natural Born Killers is fucking massive. There is no comparison in those performances, and that's a sign of a great fucking actor right there.
And another one was White Man Can't Jump.
It's been so long. It's been too long since I've seen that. I don't.
That's also
it's him and Wesley Snipes, but yeah. I know I remember of the movie.
Yeah, it's that basketball one.
Yes.
Where they play pickup. Yeah. But yes.
Yeah, Venom 2.
Venom 2.
What the movie? What? God, I don't remember how the movie opens up. Fucking. I just remember the beginning being Venom and Eddie bickering over shit.
Yeah, they were bickering in the beginning.
Was that the very beginning?
No, the very beginning opened up the story with Carnage and Carnage's lady.
That's right. It's the flashbacks. I was just talking about that because that's when they pretty much establish his age, and I'm like, that's not Woody Harrelson's age at all.
Yeah, but I get why the purpose of the love interest story for Carnage in this movie and everything.
Yeah, they don't. What's your take?
Really, I could have forgot. They could have left it out, and I would have noticed a difference.
Yeah, no, I absolutely understand why it's here, and it's kind of a themes thing, but they don't do anything with that relationship.
They don't.
That is not the key relationship in this story at all.
And why? It's not so much why, and I mean, again, it's important for the story, and it's important to move the plot along for it. But they really didn't utilize it at all, or at least as much as they should have.
One thing I definitely want to bring up is, Carnage at this point doesn't have any powers. He's just Cletus Cassidy, but he has a girlfriend who has screaming powers, and it's of course established that the symbiotes are weak to sonic sounds. So I see this and I'm like, oh, well, obviously that's going to play a huge role. And it doesn't.
Not really.
No, like, there's a little bit.
It's a footnote.
It's a little bit, but it's kind of waved off. And then she's fucking dead. But we're jumping ahead quite a bit.
Yeah. It's their backstory. And then I believe it's Eddie and Venom kind of bickering.
Yes, they're bickering. They're at the police station with the guy who I thought was not Donnie Osmond, Donnie Wahlberg. I could have sworn he was Donnie Wahlberg, and then I saw him. I was like,
funny you said that.
But
it's so funny you said that, because I made a note on my phone while I was watching it. to call him not a Wahlberg.
Yeah, I think you
He's
might have
not
sent me a text on it, but yeah, I was just, I
not
thought the exact same
Wahlberg.
thing.
I think I said it in the video, like not Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Officer not Wahlberg.
No, he looks like I could have sworn he was Donnie Wahlberg. And then all of a sudden they do a couple close-ups and it's like, oh yeah, no, that doesn't look quite right.
Wait, it's
but
that
if
guy.
It was him, fuck.
It's that guy who
Yeah.
I will always remember from Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh god, I don't even remember that. But
he was I believe he was one of the crazy kids, but I know him from like a lot of different, like I know him from Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
He was also in something else. I think that's also that actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in Snatch. He was Tommy.
Oh. Well, I looked up his name. His name is not Wahlberg. So yeah.
I knew it.
Answered.
Fuck yeah.
But
yes.
That's right. They're talking because Carnage, or I should just call him Cleus at this point because it's not Carnage.
It's
really Carnage. It's maybe a bit more Carnage than comic book Carnage than Venom and Eddie, but they definitely fuck with it a bit. But anyways, Cletus Cassidy wants to talk to Eddie again. Then he just gives him kind of like a nowhere message, as I recall, and it's like, but Venom wants to look in his room because Venom can remember all the pictures and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then there's that whole scene where he draws it out later.
Which is kind of fucking boss.
Yeah, and draws it out, and then they're able to use that to find all these bodies of people Cletus killed.
Yeah.
Okay. Essentially,
yeah.
It's not the story Cletus called him there to do, but he definitely got a story. Strangely, Eddie again proves himself to be a strangely competent reporter. Again, proving this is not comic book Eddie Brock.
Yeah, proving that this is a whole new Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Together.
I guess it's consistent with the movie at least.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But what? Like Cletus gets mad at him, so he asks Eddie to come back. He comes back. He sets up a tape recorder, and I remember when he set that up, I was like, oh, when he goes to grab it, something's gonna happen. That's where we get the symbiote transfer.
Totally.
And it's not.
Totally.
As I recall, he doesn't even get the tape recorder back. Something happens, Eddie leaves, and then Cletus somehow grabs him and bites him. I don't remember the exact setup.
Well,
they had a setup.
Cletus was egging him on, egging Eddie on.
Yeah.
And Venom was getting pissed off.
Venom,
He's
that's
like,
right.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. And he came out of his chest. Eddie tried to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw him against the wall. And it pulled Eddie towards the fence. And there was the scuffle. And that's when Cletus bit him on the arm. And then Cletus is like, I've tasted blood before.
Mm-hmm.
That's not blood. And he sees it like kind of reaching out to him. So he licks his finger and Carnage.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that little like hint in the blood. And I'm not going to lie. Going back a bit, like when I first saw that they were going to release a Venom 2 with Carnage, I'm like, well, Venom 1 sucked. I don't know. Let's see a big screen Carnage, sure.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's jump the shark. Let's jump the shark.
Sure. Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's jump the shark. Fuck yeah.
So they attempt to that's the thing. They attempt to execute Cletus Cassidy, and they may make a point that he's the first execution in California in however long, and they changed the rules just so they could fucking execute him.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, no, they made a decent deal about that. How do I remember that? It was like 5 days when I saw this. This movie's almost out of my memory at this point.
I must have missed that. Well, my experience was weird. My going experience to the cinema was weird.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that.
Yeah, help me remember. We will get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has Venom, and they try to kill him, and that's when the symbiote takes over, breaks him out. He does this whirlwind fucking thing, and he kills a lot of people, and he breaks out. It's like, okay, cool. And throughout the movie, we do get these cutaways of Carnage randomly killing people. He does eventually break his girlfriend out. God, there's not much to this story, is there, at this point? He breaks the
Not
girlfriend
really.
out. They do some mayhem. They kidnap Anne, who's in this movie. Oh, well,
Eddie and Venom have like a little breakup.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to go back because Eddie and Venom is like the heart, so I'm kind of jumping ahead with Cletus.
Okay,
Cletus gets his girlfriend. They go to this church. They kidnap Anne. But going back, we get Eddie and Venom, and I'm just going to go over what happens between these two because it's kind of awesome. Throughout the movie, these two are bickering. They're one moment I do love is how Venom's saying, "Hey, I need to eat." And Eddie's like, Mrs. Chen's not getting enough chocolate, so you just gotta hold off. And I got these 2 chickens for you. And Venom's instantly like, you want me to eat Sonny and share? What type of monster are you?
They are inseparable.
And I kind of love that. That was kind of awesome.
I laughed really loud at that. Like that got a big pop out of me.
Give me some humans to eat. I don't want to eat Sonny and Cher. They're adorable.
It was more the tonation in the actor's voice. Was that actually Tom Hardy?
Yeah, no, it's Tom Hardy voicing Venom, and it's obviously
with like a lot of effects. Yeah.
But yeah, he plays both.
That's okay.
But anyways, these two are bickering. They do some fighting. Eventually, they
have a
separate. You could call it a breakup.
Well, real quick before we go into their breakup, Eddie set up a tire for Venom to chew on in the living room of that apartment.
That's right, yeah.
How he goes up and he's griping about it because he's separate and he's just chewing and gnawing on this tire. That I also thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, he got it. It's like he has a chew toy.
But yeah, of course, in Venom style, they're doing this breakup. And Venom is apparently, like, jumping host to host because he kind of has to. But he is apparently killing them as he goes through. So, you know, Venom style right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I think the best part was when after he jumps out the window. Well, there's shit getting thrown out. And somebody passing on the street's like, hey, keep it down up there.
Yes. Oh, God.
He goes out. And then he just hears his motorcycle getting destroyed.
Yes.
Oh yes, one thing about Eddie in his motorcycle, he will ride a wheelie anywhere in San Francisco. That is how Eddie Brock gets from point A to point B.
Yes.
I'm convinced. Wheelies.
That is how he rolls.
Fucking rolls, man.
So yeah, these guys are separated. Venom goes to a party, and I kind of sworn he took over the body of a woman. But unlike in the previous movie, and I think even this one for a bit, like when he took over Anne, there's almost like the feminized Venom version. But when he takes over a woman at this party, it's like normal Venom. Still there? Shit. Oh wait, are you back?
Yep, there we are.
Oh shit, okay. I was just
it was like that full bodysuit kind of.
Yeah, I was pointing out
is what you're talking about, Dan?
Yeah, in the previous movie, and I think in this one, you get the Venom, and it's a feminized version of Venom when it's an Anne. But I kind of sworn in the party, he took over the body of a partygoer, and it looked to be a woman, but it was normal, muscular man Venom. And, what, is there no rules to this?
I think it's just because it's Anne.
Yeah, he wants to do sexy Venom, I guess. I don't know.
It's just more about being inside of Pam.
Ooh. But anyways, they do this breakup. What happens? Eddie gets detained somehow. I don't remember how.
Yeah, I think those.
That's right. Don't the cops arrest him for something? They're holding him for something.
The cops arrest him.
Not Wahlberg arrested him for something. Yes.
Yeah, not Wahlberg arrested him for not eating at Wahlburgers.
Eat some Wahlburgers, motherfucker. Everyone is lick tested by my brother Mark. God damn it. But
lick test. Could I pass this food off as my own?
There you go. Yeah, he's getting held. So and Carnage is doing his Carnage thing throughout the city. And talks to Eddie, about, and she realizes Venom's not there, so she goes to track down Venom, who has made his way to Mrs. Chen, which is kind of fun. Venom and Mrs. Chen totally have kind of a relationship.
A very sweet and caring relationship.
Strangely
he's
sweet.
Inside of a drunk guy.
Yeah.
Falls over, and she just hears him like, the guy's not responding. She takes a good look and says, "Venom, is that you?" And he comes out, and he's just, "I'm so sad."
Yeah, he's just kind of dribbling out. It's kind of like, "Aww," but of course the dude's dead, so it's like, okay.
And he just takes over her body, and then later we get to see that sharp wit of Venom in her, which I'm pretty much convinced she was the superior being.
Maybe. But yeah, it goes from Mrs. Chen and finds Venom with Mrs. Chen. So it jumps.
Fuck you, Dr. Dan.
Yeah, she has to convince. She has to convince Venom to jump over to her, and then there's this scene that I kind of love between Anne and Venom and Eddie, where Eddie has to apologize to Venom. And this is the moment where I realize exactly what the fuck movie I'm watching. This is legit a romantic comedy between Eddie and Venom.
Yeah.
That's all this fucking movie is. It's like they... I want to say they want to play the Cletus and I want to say maybe Frances, the girlfriend he was with. They kind of almost want to play that one as well, but they don't really do anything with it. It's just kind of existent. And I feel like it's meant to kind of parallel the Venom-Eddie relationship, but it just falls into the background.
It really does. And that's actually something that kind of bothered me a little bit about it. It's just like, why introduce the character if they're really not going to have any purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Even when the potential is clearly there for it.
Potentially, yeah. Well, the whole character of Cletus's girlfriend is, I don't get, like, it's obvious. I think they wrote her in there with the intent of like having her cause serious symbiote damage. I assumed, actually watching this, that she would be the one to kill Carnage. When they establish her power, it's like, oh, so she's gonna kill Carnage. To their credit, they didn't take that obvious route. To their discredit, why the fuck was she even there? She didn't actually do anything in the movie.
Yeah, seriously.
She occasionally screams. Essentially, she screams once when he's Carnage, and he says, "Don't do that," and that's about the end of the issues.
But yet, then they decide to do that same thing again.
Yeah.
And then Carnage tries to attack her.
Yeah, and and you assume, oh shit's gonna go down, and it never does. Never does.
And it doesn't. And it's just that. Yeah, that's it.
But what? They eventually kidnap Anne.
Point, Yeah. Oh, I was gonna get to like the big fight at the end.
That's where I'm getting to as well. They kidnap Anne.
Where fucking maximum carnage.
Yes.
Oh, that was so sweet to see it on the big screen. Well, it was awesome.
Yeah, they're at the church. Yeah. They do a wedding. Anne's like in this guy, I can't even think what it's called, coffin. She's in a coffin in the background.
Yeah.
And Eddie pops up, and this is one thing that drove me nuts. Why Carnage? They established that Carnage is more powerful than Venom, which is true in the comic books as well. But why is fucking infuriating. In the comic books, it was established that Carnage was more powerful than Venom, is because Cletus and Carnage were like a perfect match. They don't even go by we, they go by I.
Yeah.
And here, he's more powerful than Venom because he's a red one.
Because he's a red one.
Yes, they actually...
Which, honestly, Venom's realization was that, fuck that, it's a red one. I've never fucking seen one.
Yeah, it's like...
I laughed at that.
Yeah, it's like, I assume they're going to elaborate on it, but no, that's just it. He's a red one.
Fuck that.
Oh,
wow,
fuck, a red one?
Yes,
yeah, one thing I wanted to point out was how, you can tell he's kind of red, but it's so dark, sometimes you can't tell he's red.
Yeah.
It's weird how they did the animation. Venom, the whole color scale in these villains in these movies is super fucking dark, and I assume they're probably doing that because it's cheaper on the CGI, but yeah.
Oh, more than likely. More than likely, that's why.
Yeah, they could do some really colorful stuff. I mean, I just had to watch. I just watched Guardians 2 not that long ago. And that is so bright and fucking colorful.
So saturated.
Yeah, they couldn't do anything like that here, apparently.
Well, I kind of felt like there was a contrast between like the first Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84 that was like that. Like bleak, dark, and depressing was the first one, and the second one was very bright, rich, and colorful.
Oh yeah, there's very much that difference between those two.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing that definitely happened was, and I actually thought it won't be the end, but the Cletus's girlfriend falls. They're fighting, and they end up on a couple stories up. The girlfriend falls, and a bell lands on her. And just because I'm used to movies, I actually assumed at some point that bell would get removed and she'd still be alive. But she's dead.
she would have
somehow she curled up at the last second and she survived.
Like ex machina her way out of that situation.
Yeah. It's movies. Like if you don't see like a splattered body, they're not dead. But I guess in this case,
I'm not gonna lie. I totally was half expecting her to yell again.
Yeah.
And the bell to pop up and land on
something
Carnage.
Like that. Yeah.
And not only that, take out some metal piping too.
Yeah.
Land all around Carnage, and then I was gonna be like, I know where this is going. I totally know where this is going, because honestly, the whole time I was waiting for that to happen in the church.
Yes.
I felt like it was gonna happen, and I was just waiting for it to happen.
Well,
but it didn't.
I will say, when it comes to this final fight, this movie throws all types of curveballs. Probably not the best curveballs to throw, but hey, why not? Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just stretching.
But yeah, I don't hate. I don't want to say I don't hate either of these movies. They're not good though. I don't recommend them. Like if you've seen little bits and you're like, oh, I love this Tom Hardy performance. Yeah, go ahead and check it out, because this movie's chock full of him just fucking hamming the shit up. Especially the second one, I want to say, but they're not good. They're not
the second one I didn't mind. I didn't mind him as much in the second one. I didn't mind it as much, which kind of made me go, or he's not that bad.
Well, I do feel like the second one really focused on probably the strength of the first one, which is kind of the Venom Eddie relationship. Not based on the comic books at all, but like their relationship is kind of entertaining, and the second one really just went all in on that. Ooh, we're frozen again. Son of a bitch. Hey, there you are. We actually reconnected.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
all right, cool, yeah.
I have to do so much editing on this episode. My God.
Yeah. Oh.
But yes. You want any final thoughts on Venom, Let There Be Carnage?
Not bad. Yeah. Again, I didn't like you. I didn't really hate this movie entirely. I didn't hate it. It was all right. Mm-hmm. Just kind of meh. Like just could have been better. Mm-hmm. It could have also been a lot fucking worse.
Well, one thing I will say I noticed is it feels like the fan community is really rallying against this one. And they're like, oh, this franchise is awful. And for me, going into the second one, I'm like, I had such a low bar after that first one. It's like...
Yeah, I did too.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? This franchise is garbage. It's not the worst thing ever. I do feel like with the first one, I feel like people were expecting garbage, and it wasn't the worst thing ever, so everybody thought it was good, which is not the same thing. It's not as bad as it could have been. It's still bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I actually found this more entertaining, possibly more forgettable too. But
yeah.
I know you had a theater experience.
Well, it was just very awkward, I think. Like, and it's just really kind of my own gripes about it. I mean, to an extent, they tried to make everything as safe as they could for the viewing experience. I kind of thought they were still spacing people out as to like letting available seats, kind of like Minesweeper, pretty much. But no, they sold 2 seats on either side of me, which is not a big deal. It's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, no, at my theater, they're still spacing people.
Yeah.
Wait, have I seen that? Maybe they're just not getting very full. Because now I think about it, I don't recall them Xing out the seats I've got.
To be fair, like, that place was empty. There was maybe 12 people in the theater when I saw it.
Yeah.
Maybe 12 people. But it's the middle of the week. Like, it's a Tuesday.
There's maybe a bit more than that when I saw it, but it was not a full theater, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't a full theater.
We had people on the other side of our row.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I went to an AMC near me, and I just, their ticketing system, and I'm happy that I don't have to get stopped, because this kind of always bothered me before. Them trying to get you to join their club or rewards, whatever, their stubs. Because it's just, sometimes, like, only at AMC this has happened, and only at this AMC, where I've had to say, no, that's okay. No, that's really okay. No, I'm fine. That is what gets on my nerves there. But I just had to deal with that. Other than that, like, it was fine, but the only tickets apparently they were selling at individual kiosks, which were not labeled, just they were kiosks to get tickets at. The only showtimes they were selling that night, I guess, were Venom in 3D. So I watched Venom 2 in 3D, and I know it's because I saw it in 3D, because, as Bobby, we were talking earlier, you had said that, it just degrades the image quality and the video quality, and so bad. And to me, it might have just been just like because of how I was looking at it, but a lot of it just seemed like cutscenes from an N64 game.
Very easily.
As 3D. It's just some of the shots kind of looked cool, like with the interview scenes where they had the bars out of focus and really blurry, like on the normal.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But just like that stuff, that looked cool, and it gave depth to a lot of it. But a lot of stuff, it gave a lot of depth to the image that I didn't think really was needed for it. Like it gave the stuff with Cletus's girlfriend, Francine, I think. Yeah, all like the long shots of her looking into the cell, all of that looked awesome in 3D. But that's about it.
I cannot tell you the last time I've seen a 3D movie. I actually didn't even know they were still doing 3D.
Apparently.
Yeah, it degrades the image. It's like some movies do it okay, but I've never actually seen a movie where it actually improves the quality of the overall movie.
I have Friday the 13th Part 3, made for early 3D films.
Wow.
No, there.
Well, I definitely haven't seen that one in 3D.
There's some stuff that's like pretty cool, like a shot of overlooking up at a balcony and a kid dangling a yo-yo.
Yes, it did a lot of that stuff. The pitchfork coming right at you.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And that one too, yeah, pitchfork.
You want to know a movie that actually had really good 3D that was fucking garbage? Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
That movie sucks balls, but God, that 3D was beautiful.
Yeah, that movie was bad.
Fuck, it's really bad.
Speaking of Spider-Man, the
post-credit scene. Cannot forget that.
Now, here's what I think. Venom was talking about multiverse.
Yes.
He mentioned a multiverse. So, but, meaning like I could show you one, no problem. Which is what we assume, okay, Venom's going to show him one right now. Well, why did Venom act confused as to, wait, what's going on? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Where are we? What I think at that precise moment Venom and Eddie were doing that is when Doctor Strange started fucking around with Peter Parker. And that's what maybe caused that moment, that blip moment.
Well, yeah, it's a weird scene. It's Eddie in a hotel room. It's not established where, but
I think it's somewhere in like on that island they were staying at, where they ended the movie on, with the sand in his toes.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yep. But Venom's like, I've seen stuff you've never even thought of, and Eddie's like, show me, and then the screen goes wobbly. And then they're in like a different hotel room, and we got J. Jonah Jameson on the TV yelling about Spider-Man, and they show a picture of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Now, obviously the implication is Venom's now in the MCU, because apparently Venom can transport through multiverse. Maybe it's your theory, maybe it's a Doctor Strange connection. I will have to say, if it is connected, we'll get to my theory later. If it is connected, I'm not particularly excited for the connection, because this Venom has nothing to do with Spider-Man. So, what does Spider-Man have to do with anything?
Well, I don't know, but you did see the way that in the scene too, Venom will go up to the screen and just say him, and will lick Tom Holland's face in proxy to the screen, which I was like, kind of weird, but all right.
Yeah, well, there's no history between the characters in this universe, so
no reason. I mean, the only mention of anywhere geographically close would have been in the first film, where they just said, Eddie, you run out of New York. Okay, he was ran out of New York.
Yeah.
We gonna get back to that, or no? Okay.
I'm going to tell you my personal theory now. I think, as part of the current Sony-Marvel deal, Marvel still doesn't want Venom in the universe, but they're going to allow Venom to drop all the MCU references they want. So I do not think this is an actual crossover. What I think this is Sony going as far as they can to say Venom's in the MCU, just to get fans talking. That is literally all I think this scene is.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not the exciting theory, but I think that's what this is. I think
it's a good one though. It is a good one, and it also could just be, in that case, to play devil's advocate to you. Maybe it's Sony baiting Marvel and Disney to be like, so how loose you want to play with this? If we can make references, what sort of references?
Maybe pushing it as hard as they can. Absolutely.
Like, I'm talking maybe like potential spoilers as well. Maybe.
Yes. We'll see. But yeah, I will say, I should be excited to see Venom in the MCU, but I don't care, because these are bad movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like the worst comic movie. It's one of the bad ones, and there are a lot of bad ones. And unfortunately, early days pre-MCU, Marvel was responsible for a lot of the stinkers.
Oh yeah, Howard the Duck.
Like, hey, that's a fucking classic.
Oh sure. I like the scene where Leah Thompson is
both
seducing
Fantastic
a duck.
Fours. Both Fantastic Fours, like with Chris Evans' Fantastic Fours.
Yes.
Actually, all 3 Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah.
I'd say 2 out of the previous Spider-Man movies were kind of crap.
2 out of the previous 3? Okay.
Past 5 Spider-Man movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Past 5 Spider-Man movies.
I don't
Not
have
including the 2 that are out. I'm talking like the Raimi and the Tobey's and Andrews.
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
I'm not as negative on Amazing Spider-Man as most people. I'm definitely negative. I'm probably more negative than most people on Amazing Spider-Man 2. That movie fucking sucks.
No,
Amazing Spider-Man 1
full agreement
is
once.
weak.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
even know if I'd go so far as say I dislike it. It's not great. It's
no.
It's
I didn't
got
like
some
the liberty they
potential.
took with Peter.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't like
that's
the
one of the
liberty they
biggest
took with
issues.
Peter,
Yeah,
first off.
Peter was weird in that movie.
And I really thought, like, oh, you're jumping the shark this early with Gwen Stacy. Well, I kind of figured that was coming once they introduced her.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're gonna die.
Yeah, well, that's also the issue of
Hi, I'm
introducing Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Everybody knows she's gotta die.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Will Venom play a role in the
Yes.
MCU? Part of me almost
Hopefully.
hopes he doesn't. I'll be blunt.
Maybe with Deadpool. It would work with Deadpool.
Maybe. I don't know. Here's the thing I'll say. Like, pretty much all the MCU characters, more or less, especially the popular characters, are true to the spirit of the comics. They're not comics accurate at all, but they're true to a lot of the spirit of the comic. And that's not this Venom at all. Like, not remotely. No. So, seeing Tom Hardy Venom fight Tom Holland Spider-Man, I don't really care. I don't.
Kind of cool, but I would have rather had the whole Venom Spider-Man Carnage.
Yes, that's also something I thought about. It's like, but Carnage is very much dead at the end of this movie.
Oh yeah, he's fucking dead.
Yeah, he's nicely eaten.
Well, Cletus is also dead as shit too.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no Carnage to fight. Like, that's what, like, I remember reading the comic books and having these fights where Spider-Man and Venom would team up. They both hated it, but they'd team up because Carnage is a fucking maniac, and they had to stop him.
They know, like, okay, Carnage is out.
Yeah.
We need to, you know what we gotta do.
Yeah, we.
It was always like getting the band back together.
Yeah. So that was always fun to see that in the comic book, and of course we don't have that here. I think I'm repeating myself at this point, but it's just,
yeah.
There's no history. Why should I care?
Yeah, but hey, maybe the MCU will do their own Carnage, but this Venom will come over to be like, hey, I know what to do.
Yay. Yeah.
But let's get on to What If, because we got two of these bad boys we gotta hammer out.
Yeah, we do have two of these episodes to talk about. The first one we got...
Okay, this one, I lost it at the title. I just cracked up when I read the title.
Ooh. What if Thor were an only child? Okay.
Jesus God.
He has been now called Party Thor, and yeah, that's obviously why.
Oh. Yeah, this movie is like every 80s teen comedy party rager. Like, absolutely is what it gave me that feel.
Yeah, except if everybody had superpowers.
Yes, if they were Thor and friends.
Yes. I do want to note that it's probably part of his contract renegotiation, but this is one of the only original Avenger I see returning is Chris Hemsworth's Thor, and he voices him here, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, it's his Thor growing up without Loki constantly tormenting him. He comes to Earth and throws a giant fucking party, wrecks shit. He
destroys Earth.
Yeah, he and Captain Marvel get into a throwdown. And
yeah.
I'm trying to remember what at the end brought him... Because at the end he stopped... Oh, that's right. Frigga came in. That's right.
They called his mother.
Yes. Yeah. And then at the very end, we kind of get like an indication at the very end. We do see Ultron with the Infinity Stones walking in to this Earth.
Yeah.
And then that's the end. That's a cliffhanger.
And him saying, "I'm too late."
Mm-hmm. What were your overall thoughts here going into this episode? Because
on this one,
yeah,
I kind of liked the idea of it. I thought it was funny, and it was kind of interesting to see how like this story played out, and all like the kind of, I'd say, tip of the hat to all the different Marvel characters, like the Howard the Duck with Darcy.
Yeah. I did like we got a little bit more Jeff Goldblum's Grandmaster just doing Jeff Goldblum shit.
Being Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
At first I was just like, I thought he just had that one line as the DJ.
Yeah.
And I was going to be like, yeah. And I go, yep, Jeff definitely cashed that check.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of love the Grandmaster because I feel like it was Taika Waititi saying, hey, I'm going to make a character for you, and I want you to act as Jeff Goldblum as possible for this character. You know Ian Malcolm? Like, times fucking 10, motherfucker.
Yeah. Under a fucking magnifying glass.
Yeah. Overall, I will say... No, I was just going to say, this is probably one of my least favorite episodes. It wasn't the worst, but yeah, I did feel like it was a step back. What's up?
No, just you just hated Party Thor.
I don't hate it. Like I said, I don't know if I'd hate anything, but I did feel like this is a step back for the series overall.
Oh, okay, yeah. I took this as filler.
Yes, that's very much what it felt like to me.
It was. It's just, yeah. I just thought of it as cheap, good, fun thriller.
Yes.
Or filler.
I don't think I had, maybe I just didn't have as much fun with it as I should have, but yeah.
Well, I did watch this after we got back from our tow ride, all the way back after the car died. So this levity was great.
Nice.
And also, when I saw like the 2 episodes that I was going to watch, I also saw the next one, and it was like, "What if Ultron won?" And it's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
I kind of want to skip this episode.
I know,
and go to it
in some ways.
And then I read that episode title, and I was like, "You know what? That actually just sounds funny."
Yeah.
And I went, Chris Hemsworth. Okay, I'll watch it just because Chris Hemsworth.
I will say this: Chris Hemsworth always does a great job.
Yeah.
He's great as Thor, but like even his comedy roles, I think he's hilarious. Something I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've seen
except for Men in Black International. That movie was a piece of shit.
I won't say he did a bad job, but yeah, fuck that movie. Absolutely. That movie has a lot of fucking talent for how fucking terrible that piece of shit is.
It's fucking abysmal, that movie is. My God.
I still don't know which one's worse, that or Men in Black 2. They're both just fucking awful. International might be more unwatchable, strangely enough.
Yeah, definitely more unwatchable. I think 3 is probably the best sequel.
Of the Men in Black movies, there's no fucking comparison. Yeah. 3 is way better than any of the other sequels. Fuck.
It stands on par with the original.
Yeah, say what you will about like Men in Black 3. It is miles better than Men in Black 2 and Men in Black 4. Fuck.
Just story alone.
Yes.
But we are sidetracking yet
again. Yes, we are. Chris Hemsworth's talented. It does happen. He's not in all good movies.
Well, yeah. No, he's not. He is not. And oh man, they didn't even have good chemistry in that movie.
No.
And she was Valkyrie. Like,
yes.
How?
They had better chemistry in Thor Ragnarok by like a mile. Not even close.
Yeah, sorry, everyone, we're doing it again, but just that.
Well, we're slowly bringing it back. We're at Thor Ragnarok now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't hate this episode. It's just it definitely felt fillery to me. But yes, are we ready to go on to the next one?
Oh God, yes, I'm ready to talk about this one.
Oh yes, what if Ultron won?
Episode? Yeah, this is kind of like the oh fuck.
Yes,
we open up. Yeah, we open up. We see the dead bodies of Cap and Hulk, and Iron Man barely holding on. And it's like at the end point of Age of Ultron, but they're at a space facility because he's about to send this. No, I'm jumping ahead. The opening is of Clint and Scarlet Witch.
That's right. Like we see like this post-apocalypse world, and it's Black Widow and Clint. And yeah, you brought up Hulk, and that's when I just realized, oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo came back too. Like I think those might be the only 2 original Avengers. No, Jeremy Renner. I guess half the original Avengers are actually revoicing.
Half of the originals, yeah. But they couldn't afford Downey.
Yeah, no, I don't think Downey would come back. They couldn't
afford Downey.
And Chris Evans probably just doesn't want to.
He'll throw the suit on and do charity stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
And Scarlett Johansson
ScarJo
has
just won her fucking lawsuit.
I don't like it was a settlement, so I assume they're both.
It was a settlement.
They're both
they're
happy
cool.
enough. That's what a settlement is. They're both
They're
happy enough.
So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for ScarJo. I'm happy for her.
Well, that whole thing was fucking bullshit. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Disney,
good.
Pay your fucking actors. Pay your everybody. Pay the studios. Pay the people who work for you. There's a rumor they might go on strike again. Pay the fucking people. Go to the table. Pay these fucking people who make you fucking billions. Pay them.
Even the little guy, even the guy who sweeps the stage.
Yes.
Pay that man.
Pay
those people.
Nobody should be living in their car that works for you. Fuck that. Pay them. Make sure they have an apartment. Make sure they're good.
Your companies entertain millions of people all over this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Pay them.
Yes.
They all have a part of it. They're the little people.
Mm-hmm. But yes.
Fuck's sakes. Yes. All right.
Ultron destroyed the world.
Yes, he did, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this. Oh my God, I love this episode.
One thing I thought was interesting was something I didn't even consider until I saw the episode. In this version, Ultron gets Vision's body, and fucking as soon as Thanos pops up, he just blasts him away.
Fucking cuts him right in half. Like
like shit. Okay.
I was like, oh fuck. All right. So he's a gauntlet now.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah. So he's what?
Shit.
Black Widow and Hawkeye are looking for artificial intelligence to possibly compete with Ultron, and that leads them to Arnim Zola. Nice little callback there. That's right. Now returning voice,
that
Toby
was
Jones.
Cool. Yeah, that totally was Toby Jones. And at first I was like, oh fuck yes. And I'm mad this episode is so short.
Yeah, well, I am interested to see how it goes. I won't see it until the weekend, though. All you people who've already seen it, I shake my fist at you.
It'll be me later after we record this.
How dare you? But one thing that's crazy that happens here is you have Black Widow and Hawkeye. They're looking for artificial intelligence to fight Ultron. And meanwhile, Ultron's becoming aware of alternate universes and finds the Watcher. And I'm certain this has happened in the comic book, because all things happen in the comic books at some point. They've been around forever. But I don't recall the Watcher being so integral to the story, which he pretty much is here.
Yeah, he's kind of more been emerging as his own character of sorts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ultron definitely is in his safe space. But he's becoming aware of the multiverse, and he conquers the universe with him and with Black Widow and Hawkeye. And he's just looking to conquer more. He won. He didn't know what to do with himself, and now he's like, "Oh, multiverse! I can do this forever."
Think of all the different lives. Yeah, some sadistic ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, and it kind of bothers me a little that James Spader didn't return.
I know
for this, but I still, whoever was doing the voice of Ultron was very good.
No, I do want to say, Ross Marquand, who did the voice of Ultron in this,
okay,
he does good. He's a great impressionist. When he did Infinity War, I thought Hugo Weaving returned, and I do want to say, he doesn't do as good as James Spader. You could tell it was a different voice. He's good though.
No,
he's good.
He's good. It gave me some John Hurt feels, like an American John Hurt.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on, yeah.
But man, think of that. If John Hurt played Ultron in the movie.
That'd be weird. Potentially cool.
It'd be bone chill. Yeah, it'd be freaking awesome. But yeah, so I think he discovers the Watcher. He's able to hear and see him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what are you doing there? And he goes, and that's when he discovers it. He ends up having a few brawls with the Watcher, and the Watcher can hold its own.
Yeah, he's got like even like an armor setup and shit. So
and
which is
he
kinda
also has
surprising, but
he can
okay.
conjure. Yeah, he could also conjure magical space laser beams and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of whooping that ass for a moment, but they were both whooping each other's ass
Mm-hmm.
back and forth.
Well,
And
I was going to add one thing that apparently is different here, because in comic books, typically the Infinity Stones only work in your own universe. And I assumed it would be true here because we see Infinity Stones in the TVA and Loki, and they're kind of, they don't do anything. They're paperweights. But here it appears as if they can be used outside the universe and they're still really powerful. So I'm not sure what's up with the TVA Infinity Stones.
maybe it's something of like I don't know, maybe Ultron is willing them.
Maybe.
Using the reality to make them work in it.
Maybe. Shit. Who knows?
Because he was curious about him, and he's like, fascinating. Mm-hmm. And, just fucking took him. And did he learn about them as he used them, or did they unlock their knowledge to him as? I don't know.
No, maybe they've evolved each other too. It might be established.
Maybe.
It was just a thought I had. I don't know if they actually have an answer to this, but it was something that popped up in my head.
Nothing that I can recall.
But yeah, Ultron is kicking serious butt here.
Yeah.
And the episode ends with the Watcher calling up Dark Doctor Strange from episode 4, I want to say. 3? Was it 3?
Maybe 3?
Maybe.
Early in the season.
Yes.
Early in the season.
Yes. And yeah, it's totally indicated there will be like an Avengers thing, which was kind of like the plot I think I read to you a few episodes ago. That was on IMDb.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that we're going to get Captain Peggy back.
Yes, we'll get Captain Carter.
And T'Challa Star-Lord?
No, I already saw people tweeting that this episode is officially his final performance in the MCU. So
it's got to be Panther.
Yeah. So, well, it'll be T'Challa as Star-Lord, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's still...
Mm-hmm.
That's still pretty boss.
Yeah, yeah. Still...
That's still pretty boss.
But yeah, I'm not sure who will be on the team. But yeah, I think T'Challa as Star-Lord and Captain Carter are the obvious ones. People who are watching this probably already know, because you've already seen it.
Yes.
You lucky bastards, you. But yes, this I do like. I'm totally torn because I like how it's kind of coming together into this kind of story. I don't want future what ifs to be too structured, but I kind of like how they did this. So I guess as long as they do a good job with it, cool. But I also want them to keep in mind, kind of hang it loose a bit too, just do crazy shit too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I guess like next week we can probably do a whole overview of the series and see how it ends up. But yeah, this episode was fucking cool. This is absolutely a two-parter. Like they've all had cliffhangers, but this is just absolutely, the sequel.
This was literally Kevin Feige just like telling everyone to roll credits and then just going, "Fuck you people."
Yeah.
No, you have to wait.
Yeah, no, this is the first time in What If where it ends with a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, they're following that up for sure.
They're not going to just move right along. They're following this up.
Oh, the next episode is What If Captain America Had Acne?
It'll just be like it'll be like the Avengers babies, like the Muppet babies.
Yes. Oh God.
Little Tony Stark.
Oh, that'll be great.
Through a mini donut.
They decide to go ahead and investigate Robert Downey Jr. for the baby Stark.
And it all still stays within the same nursery.
Oh yes, it'll be great.
That's and Nanny will be Fury.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you have any final thoughts on What If?
Oh, this episode was just fantastic. Everything down from Ultron killing Thanos, like nothing. That was just beautiful.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the plot thread that they did with Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch, where we saw like a
Black
full
Widow.
depth of their thank you, Black Widow, of just the depth of their friendship and relationship, and just at how you just see Hawkeye near the end of it. Just you hear him. He's just tired.
Yes,
he was so ready to go, and that made his death right there just as meaningful as her death in Endgame.
Yeah, like, I did feel like it was kind of the inverse of that. Yes,
it really was, and that's like, you see, that's how you do it, Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
That was just beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah, that was a great moment, and yeah, you could tell. Like, she was all ready to keep going, but he was done. He was spent.
And what I love
one
is
big move left in me. I know.
Was so close.
Mm-hmm.
He was so close.
Yes.
And I was kind of half expecting the Watcher, like, Ultron to find him, because he's watching them in the archives, and he's like, I can't interfere. Yeah. I was half expecting Ultron to come and attack him, and him move it, and then fight.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. Because it's like, you didn't really do it. You couldn't help that your hand happened to go across the book and pull that one folder out so it wouldn't be a mess.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but it also shows how Clint he just wasn't in it. He was trying, but he wasn't in it. Black Widow was in it because she looked at the exact same thing and she found it like very quickly. She was like, oh, hey, what's this? And he looked right at it and just wasn't.
Yeah. But I really want to see how they follow it up with.
Yes, absolutely.
Very excited to watch that.
Yes, but we will discuss that next week.
Absolutely.
That's not the only thing we're going to discuss. We'll have to plan this out probably after the episode. But next week, outside of What If, we got James Bond to talk about.
Okay.
Lots of James Bond. I've had some ideas for the episode.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out. But I think we'll definitely talk. Okay. I think two things we'll definitely talk about. We'll definitely talk about our thoughts of Daniel Craig as James Bond, since in theory this is his last one. And we'll definitely talk about No Time to Die. Is that it?
I think that's the name of the new one.
Yeah, we'll definitely discuss that. But yeah, there's probably going to be a lot of Bond stuff. There's probably more Bond stuff we could discuss. Like I said, we're going to discuss it probably after this and figure out exactly what topics we're going to do. All right. But lots of Bond stuff.
I'm cool. Yeah. I'm cool with talking James Bond.
Definitely. It's been a while since I've done a deep dive into James Bond, so that should be fun. But yes, next week. Anything you want to plug? Any projects you're working on?
I got half of my photography done for the next horror doc.
Nice.
Need to get the other half. More pressing matters came up. I just happen to have good weather, but I'm still having decent weather that I might be able to hammer out my other one too. So
nice. Well, it's photography. It's the quickest part and the hardest part all at the same time.
Oh, and videography is the exact same.
Yeah.
Videography is the exact same thing. Luckily, I lucked out and just had a perfect day to shoot, so I went with it. Mm-hmm. I'm still doing a couple location scoutings. I'm going to do another horror doc like the Jason one. The next two I'm going to be doing are Freddy Krueger, so it'll just be the same plot of me doing the doc, but in sincerity, as if it's like real, like all those Springwood slasher. He's real. Freddy's real. All those movies document fact. They actually happen. That's the world that's how I present those documentaries.
Which is fun.
So, yeah, which is how I did the Jason one, too. I mean, this time it'll probably be another extra. It won't actually be me talking in a phony accent. But I think
that was
I'm also... Yeah, it was a Boston accent, yeah. It was real hard not to curse. But and the other one is going to be Halloween, and I'm waiting a little bit closer to the date to get some footage for that one.
Awesome.
It helps with the And, it also helps that the foliage is a little bit more further along by that point, which is kind of what I'm wanting. I did manage to get my opening shot of that one, though.
Ooh, nice.
Very proud of that one because what I wanted to do for that was to recreate the opening shot of Haddonfield in 1978 from the original Halloween, which how that was achieved was like John Carpenter had the camera set in the middle of the road, just a little bit. He was kind of holding it a little bit above him, so just above the street. And Deborah Hill, the producer, stood over him and dumped leaves. So that way it looked like leaves were actually falling down to the ground because they were actually filming in Pasadena, California. So they had to make it look like autumn in Illinois.
Sure.
Which is also why we see palm trees in the background of when Jamie Lee Curtis is walking Tommy Doyle to school.
I don't know if I've ever looked at that, but yeah, I'm sure.
There are palm trees in that movie.
Listen, there are palm trees in Illinois, okay?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's mountains in Ohio.
Yeah, shut up.
Well, technically there are.
Yeah.
Technically, yes, but no, those aren't mountains. They're foothills. Alrighty, that's about all I got working on right now.
Yeah.
I got some photos from my honeymoon trip I'm going to post up. We went to Niagara Falls, so I got a couple of those I'm going to be posting up here in a couple of days. Probably on Instagram, which is just Bobby Quarters on Instagram. I kind of want to read through after that whole Facebook shutdown of a few hours.
Yeah. I
might have to add a watermark.
Yeah.
To about 100+ photos, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, I think I do an annual post on Instagram of something random, so yeah. But I know for my channel, while you were gone, actually, I got most of Guardians 2 versus Suicide Squad put together. So I'm hoping to do a release of that Friday or Saturday. Next week at the latest. But man, I'm really trying to pump that one out.
Okay.
And obviously the Comicsgate thing, fuck.
Yeah.
Do not Google that. Fuck that.
I'm not gonna Google that, don't worry. I just remembered something also. I heard back from an actual police lieutenant on a case I'm writing about for my true crime series.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna email him this week and get back to him because he was going out of town the weekend I was getting married, and I'm like, well, I'm getting married when I'm going on my honeymoon. So I was like, oh, well, how about this? Just get a hold of me when you get back.
Okay.
And I might also be able to have a actual video interview with him, and it's covering a missing persons case from Westerville. Stephen Robert Mahoney. This weird story, man. Like he's sitting down for dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And out of nowhere, his roommate just said he just got up and left. Wallet was there. House keys were there. They found his car about a couple blocks near Hoover Dam. He's never turned up. This was like 1990.
Okay. Are you still there?
No. Stop. Oh no.
There you are. Kinda.
There we are. Ouch. Yeah, there we are.
Okay. All right. Well, that actually sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually dig into this case.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually getting my hands on actual case files.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Hey. So, if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to Bobby Quarters. Subscribe to Organized Chaos.
Yes.
Subscribe to this podcast. Yes, and we'll be back next week.
And I also have something I might be putting up on the Organized Chaos channel soon.
Oh, okay. That's right. I know you were working on something. Awesome.
I got a little something.
Mm-hmm. All right. See everybody next week. I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. if you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now. So any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.